A market that nobody expected to see over the last month. Mark Gellman, St. Louis, Missouri. What's happening in the market that nobody expected? We are starting to see inventory climb significantly, but the bigger thing is we are starting to see price adjustments at a level that are very similar to new listings on the market, meaning that there are price adjustments happening on a great majority of homes that are not selling within that first 15 to 20 days. And 15 to 20 days traditionally over the last 6 months has been a time period that most homes are selling. So not only are homes sitting, but then they're taking price adjustments. And some of those homes are indeed selling, but many of those are sitting and needing a second price adjustment. It's a goofy market. We've been talking about new inventory coming on the market, not as many sales, so inventory climbing, which we continue to see, and we're going to continue to expect to see that over the next few months. The reason being is finally interest rates have gotten to prospective buyers. Buyers have been paying hefty prices for inventory, over asking in many cases, multiple offers, limited contingencies, and then they have a high interest rate. They're actually getting a little bit fed up with it right now. We haven't seen that for about the last year and a half, but now it seems to have really started slowing down this market. What's going to happen over the next 3-4 months? A lot of moving parts. Not exactly sure what inventory is going to do, although within an election year, we've traditionally seen that interest rates do go down, but again, not sure. What's going to happen with the election? No clue. Post-election, traditionally prices have gone up the majority of post-election. Again, not sure where that's going to go because we haven't had this mix in recent elections of higher interest rates and inventory softening. And then global instability. What's going to happen in the world? There's just so many unknowns right now that we're telling sellers. If you're ready to sell, you know where you're going to go. Today's the time right now to sell because we know what's happening in the market. We just don't know what's going to happen over the next 3-4 months. Other dynamic that's interesting right now is there's a big disconnect between sellers and buyers right now. So 6 months ago, sellers were priced here and buyers were coming in up here. Deals were being done, limited contingencies as I already discussed, and deals were ending up closing. Now what we're seeing is the sellers that were selling up here are maybe now selling here. Buyers understand that, so they're now writing at that lower price with contingencies. The disconnect is where a buyer and a seller are not coming together. So again, the interesting dynamic is the disconnect between sellers that are selling for lower today than they were 6 months ago. Buyers able to more opportunistically buy today, although they're still having to pay on certain homes over asking. But the disconnect between that buyer and seller, where now the buyer's asking for inspection fixes, the seller already took a little bit less, and they're not coming together on inspection resolutions, appraisal resolutions, and we are seeing an increase in mutual releases. It's just something to pay attention to. The last biggie thing that we're going to talk about, August 1st, commissions go away in the MLS. It doesn't mean sellers aren't going to pay seller concessions to a buyer's agent, but it's going to look different. Real estate's going to look different. I'm actually, be on the lookout because I'm going to send out a whole separate email on what's happening post August 1st. But remember, we've been talking about this over the last 6 months. Department of Justice wants to decouple commissions where a seller no longer pays every listing agent and every buyer agent commission. Many cases, buyer agents will still receive a concession from the seller, but it's not automatic. It's going to be a lot of negotiation. As part of that negotiation, a lot of value added is going to be provided by those agents. Done with door opening, done with just being an order taker. It is a time that a value added agent is going to earn a living. If they don't add value in the process, they may be out of business. So be on the lookout for my email about that. If you have any questions about buying, selling, investing, let me know. It's interesting times. Homes are still selling, but it looks different. Buyers have some great opportunities, so be on the lookout.